Walking down the avenue where we used to play. The house on the corner is still the same today as it was when we were children, innocent as innocent can be. I borrowed all your records, you borrowed mine from me. We sat and talked for hours in a box hung in a tree, and we stole your daddy's last bottle of gin. Those were the times, those were the ways. So take me back, so take me back to the good old days. Looking back from here, I can see that we were blind to the burdens we would shoulder and the struggles we would find. But growing made us strong as strong can be. Those were the times, those were the ways. So take me back, so take me back to the good old days. Ice cream until our heads hurt. We were trading candy bars and sticks of bubble gum, trying not to laugh in church. Do you remember? Like I remember. And oh, those were the times. Ooh, those were the ways. Oh, so take me back, take me back. Those were the times. Oh, I wish we could have stayed. Oh, take me back to the good old days.
You're watching Escape Adulthood Live, your number one source for long-lasting, fast-acting, physician-approved adultitis relief.
On this week's show, we're taking you on a wonder hunt, showing you one of Jason's newly completed paintings, and sharing 57 awesome things to feel good about.
Greetings and salutations.
Thank you for shenanigating with us tonight. Our hearts are heavy. I mean,
they are.
But first, let's say a little happy birthday to Sarah.
Yeah, Sarah Jenkins, we find out tonight. Yes. She just mentioned she's here. It's her birthday. We're not going to ask her how old she is.
I'm guessing 22, 23?
Yeah, probably.
In her early 20s. Right?
But we're glad that she's choosing to spend part of her birthday with us. Happy birthday, Sarah. We're honored for you to be here.
Yes.
And it's been a weird couple days, guys. It's like, what's going on? Like, I want to start 2020. Well, I don't even want to start over. I just want it to be done. Let's go right to 2021.
Move forward, right? I know.
We actually had a completely different show planned.
Yep.
And then with the events that have transpired over the last several days, we were just like, we thought about maybe not doing the show. I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to talk about. What should we do? And so we put our heads together and we came up with something that I think will be pretty good.
Yeah. We're honored that in this time, this very challenging, emotional, heartfelt time of processing everything that you would spend your time with us. So we're honored by that. And we hope that you can be inspired to bring some new hope into the days ahead.
Yeah, well, we want to start things off with a little show and tell. Our kids decided that they were going to co-opt the show and tell and gave us things to talk about.
Yes, they totally took this over. So it's pretty awesome, actually. So which one do we want to do first?
We could start with the oldest.
Okay, so this week... this is very appropriate, actually, because it's pretty hopeful for us as a family. Lucy decided that for the second time, we are going to, as a family, raise monarchs this summer. We got to do that 2 summers ago.
It'll be an adoptive family.
Yes. Again. And for those of you who are aware, I mean, it's quite a cool process. You find the eggs on the milkweed, you bring them into your, system, and then you kind of help raise them until you can release them as full monarchs.
Sweet.
I know.
Yes.
It's actually epic. So as this progresses, we're going to share this with you because I'm sure at one point we might be holding a monarch. I mean, that could definitely happen.
Maybe we'll have to do a release on the show. Maybe we'll
that would
see.
be awesome. So we did head off to the park and found 2 eggs, and this little guy hatched. They actually both hatched.
I don't know how, Kim brought in the leaf that had the egg on it, and I don't know how they find them. But
Is Christy Ward on today? Christy's on. She knows. You just know what they look like after a while.
And it hatched, and this is the best we can do to show you the size of this caterpillar.
Put something to scale on there, but I mean, it is like.
Well, you can see the texture.
Tiny.
That's a paper towel. You can see the texture of that paper towel that you don't normally see that well.
You pretty much need a magnifying glass to find that it has hatched. So it's pretty amazing. So this guy, he'll be doubling in size every day. And then eventually, we have this in our kitchen. Eventually, we will be sitting on the couch watching TV, and we'll hear him eating. That's how loud he will get.
Last time Lucy had a ton of them, and the munching was a little disconcerting.
Oh, it looks like Rachel's going to be doing monarchs this summer. That's awesome. So it's exciting. This will be really fun. It's a really, really cathartic process. Yeah. Is that a good word for it?
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah.
And then we've got our middleman, our son Ben, has been finally, after a long break of quarantine, we decided it was okay time for him and Grandpa to get back together to do. This is kind of like how we do homeschooling, is we find mentors, we find interests. Ben is our builder, and so my dad is a carpenter, really good handyman. He was a carpenter and contractor for many years, worked a lumberyard, and so they've been working in his workshop and doing projects. And this project Ben just finished literally got put on hold because of the pandemic.
And he was just tasting it,
so
right?
eager to get back.
See. Here it is, his little flatbed truck. And anyone who knows Ben knows that this is his favorite color.
It's green.
Hulk green. So it turned out really, really neat. And he was so thrilled to was it Friday or Thursday, to be able to kind of put this all together. And I don't know. I think he's pretty excited about it.
Yeah.
And his next project starts tomorrow, so no rest for them. And then
the youngest.
Yeah. So those of you who know our life a little bit know Jenna, who works with us, our best friend, and Sue, who is also our best friend from college. They took the kids yesterday and went kayaking in Lake Monona. In one of our beautiful lakes in Madison. And Ro was very thrilled to be a feather collector. This one she's very impressed with, by the way, because it's got a lot going on. I don't know if you can kind of see.
It's pretty janky, but that's
janky.
What she likes.
She loves
about
it. It's all junked up. And so these were collected. She did tell me one of these she had before, but this is her feather collection. That has
goes good with the painting we got going on today.
I know, right? It does. So that's kind of a look inside our world recently through each of the kiddos.
Yes.
And before we go too far, if you don't mind sharing this on your Facebook, push that little share button. Someone asked me last week with the host a party. If you host a party, the comments do get kind of stuck over in that party. So if you want to comment and be commenting over here, maybe don't host a party. That was something we learned last week with Kate.
But do share it.
Yes,
Let
please
people
share
know.
it. And that just helps more people find what we're all about.
Yeah, you definitely want to share it because tonight is going to be a good one. We've got some, hopefully some encouraging words to share, and we have 57 reasons to be happy. 57 reasons to feel good.
This was fun.
And I can't wait to show that to you.
I
But first...
And now, a word from our sponsors.
Yes.
Well, our sponsor is the lemonade stand, and as we have this eagle going, this eagle theme felt like a really good vibe for where we are right now as a nation. This is a mug that we have based off the painting. This is a really good one. Morning person, it says. Not quite. So that is at the lemonade stand, and we have another cool thing too.
Yes. We have this cool pillow. So basically it's the art on this really fun, cushy pillow. We actually have these pillows up on our couch. I love these pillows. It's kind of, is this like a spandexy kind of, yeah. It's very soft. It's like,
yeah, baby.
It's like that kind of, get that kind of pillow that gets cold. I don't know if you have that moment. Me and the kids talk about this all the time where it's like, ooh, it's cold. And you like,
so as cool as the other side of the pillow.
Yeah, this is always
Scott
cold.
Used to say.
Yeah, so it's kind of a fun one. And we have a lot of fun pillows. They're a neat way, I think, for us to be able to share Jason's art in a very functional way. So that's it.
Yeah, so check it out at the lemonade stand, shop.escapeadulthood.com.
Life moves pretty fast. You don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it.
Well, this bald eagle for the longest time has been a symbol of our nation. And this painting is sort of a symbol of how our nation is feeling right now. There's a lot of anger. We are angry at the injustice that has gone on for too long. We're angry at people who don't seem to understand our point of view. We're angry at the unproductive violence and destructive looting that has been taking place in our communities. We're angry at our leaders, our media, and the damn virus. Well, I guess the first thing I want to say is it's okay to be angry. I'm reminded of the very first time Kim and I got a chance to go to Miami. It was our first visit, and we were excited to experience South Beach for the first time. And about 3 minutes after we set foot on the beach, the sky opened up and rain came down. It downpoured. Checked our phones, and sure enough, the weather forecast was going to be like that for the rest of the day. So we had no choice but to move on and put off our beach-going days for another time. Now, as we drove out of the city, Kim was driving. I was sitting in the passenger seat, sulking. The raindrops were racing across the windshield as if they were taunting me. I was depressed and mad and angry. And I was sort of guilty. I felt guilty about it because here I am, the guy who makes a living fighting adultitis, and I am in an adultitis-riddled pity party. I'm like, I should be able to let this roll right off of me. I am the hypocrite of the highest order, is what I kept thinking to myself. Then I gave myself permission to be kind to myself. I gave myself permission to sulk. I gave myself permission to be disappointed and to feel the hurt. It wasn't fun, but it was like I just needed to be angry. And I gave myself the chance to like imagine that the universe had literally conspired against me to bring the rain clouds and ruin my day. And I realized after about 15 minutes, it was kind of interesting. I started to feel a little bit better. I started to get perspective about some of the other things that Kim and I were going to be able to do in Miami. And I realized that this little thunderstorm, in the grand scheme of things, was one of the smallest things. It completely changed my perspective. Now, I'm all for being optimistic, putting on a happy face, being positive. But you know what? Putting on a happy face to mask some sadness is not all that different from using food or drugs or alcohol to mask or numb a deep pain. Problem is that those feelings are still there. They don't get addressed. They don't ever really go away. And in many cases, they bubble up later with devastating consequences. It's okay to feel all the feels. Right now, we're angry and we're hurt. People have been hurt by racism. People have been hurt by poverty. People have been hurt by political divisiveness. People have been hurt by this pandemic, physically, financially, and emotionally. One of the things Kim and I teach our kids, and in so remind ourselves, is that hurt people hurt people. Hurt people hurt people. Seems like times like this call for some sort of wise, inspirational quote of some sort. And you know, truth comes in many forms, and sometimes it comes in the form of a diminutive green Jedi Master. It was Yoda who said that fear is the path to the dark side. Fear leads to anger. Anger leads to hate. Hate leads to suffering. If you think about it, fear really has been the source of all of this, starting with a tiny virus that arrived uninvited several months ago. We're afraid. We're afraid that we might lose our life, our livelihood, or someone we love. We're afraid that what we have will be taken from us. We're afraid that we or someone we know, someone we love, will suffer at the hands of some great injustice. We've lost so much already, and we're afraid that we might lose even more. Meanwhile, for decades, we've been slyly tricked by dishonest leaders and dishonest media, drunk on power and ratings, to be afraid of the others, the ones who look different, vote different, and have different perspectives than us. Yoda was right. Hurt people hurt people. But the way forward is not to keep hurting one another. That's not who we are. We're America. We're a melting pot of beautiful cultures and diverse perspectives, unified under a banner of freedom and a spirit of courage, compassion, and cooperation. We're not perfect. But deep down, we are good. It's okay to be angry. But may God use that. May God give us the grace to transform it into a righteous anger that fuels ruthless, senseless acts of love. And that's my prescription tonight, is that every single one of us in the next day, in the next week, will instigate a ruthless, senseless act of love. What is that? That's something that doesn't make sense. It's doing something for someone else that they didn't see coming. Something that goes against the narrative we've been told and that we see on our TV screens and on our phones. I want to just leave you with one more quote. This one isn't from a wise Jedi Master, but it is a wise person, a wise sage, someone who was an evangelist who was named John. And he said, "There is no fear in love. Perfect love drives out fear." If we banish our fear and commit to instigate small rebellions of love, there is no doubt in my mind that we will soar again. So that's what I think.
That's what you think.
I don't know. It's just been a little bit a rough time. I love to see what you guys have to say about this. Helen says, good challenge. Appreciate that. Steven says, wisdom. That's cool. Yeah, Kim, ruthless, senseless acts of love, right? We've seen a lot of ruthless, senseless acts of violence and hate. I think we've got something else that we could do. Jill says, love that prescription. That's awesome. Thank you guys for that. And it was kind of interesting because Kim and I had a chance yesterday when the kids were out kayaking with Sue and Jenna. We got a chance to go to a state park, Devil's Lake State Park. It's one of our favorite places to be.
Yeah.
And it's funny to think about, like when I am on my phone and I'm looking on the news on my phone, social media, Facebook, Twitter, whatever, and all I see is horrible things, right? It's just horrible things people are saying to one another, horrible things people are doing with one another. It feels like our country is burning and there's no hope, right? And like then we're here at Devil's Lake and there were tons of people there, families, a lot of young people. It was, I don't know, they're just happy to be out. And we saw lots of groups of young people hiking, hanging out, having fun. And maybe it was because of all of what's been going on, but I noticed a lot of the groups were mixed race, right? Interestingly, there were no camera crews
Right.
at all. No camera crews. Nobody following around, taking picture after picture after picture of all of the people living in harmony, having fun, enjoying a beautiful day, right? And it's like, I think, like, wouldn't it be cool? Just imagine this, all right? Imagine if you watched the news tonight and they had videos like that. There's like video after video of mixed race groups hanging out, working together, having fun, and they had the headline like racial unity breaks out across the country. And then they did a follow-up story after that. That segment would have like declare that 421,000 people have recovered in the United States from COVID-19.
Killer awesome
True
number.
story.
421,000 people.
Yeah, we see the death numbers.
Right.
They're not showing the other numbers, right? And then if they had in the story like all of the different vaccines and treatments that are being worked on and are in trials, like if you watch that newscast, tell me how much differently you'd feel when you went to sleep. And I think about, like, the point is not to minimize the pain, the suffering that's going on. That's real, right? My point is to show you that it's really easy to craft a narrative, right? And how easy that narrative can impact how you feel. And so I think about the news and how they always have like the tickers at the bottom and they talk about how many deaths, how many cases are soaring, deaths are this. And then I think about the Olympics. Like that's one of the things that we've lost in this pandemic is the Olympics. But if you watch the Olympics, on every news, not just the sports, but all on the news, they have the leaderboard, right? They have the medal count board. They have how many gold medals did we win? How many silver medals did we win? How many bronze medals did we win? They never keep track of how many did we lose. How many events did we participate in and lost?
Probably a lot.
That is not a stat that they keep track of, right? Why isn't there a ticker at the bottom of our screens now with a running tally of our wins against coronavirus? The tally of how many recoveries there are, how many clinical trials there are of vaccine. Why is that not the case? I think it's obvious that the media is crafting a narrative for us. And what you have to ask is, why are they choosing to craft the one that they are? And so the whole point of this show tonight really was to talk about these things, but to remind us all of the good news that we have control over the story we want to follow. We can turn off the news. We can turn off the social media, all of the negativity. Why keep returning to the narrative that makes us stressed out and makes us feel bad? And so tonight we wanted to share a different narrative. We wanted to, instead of look at all the stupid things that bum you out, we decided to put on our thinking caps and shine a light on things to be happy about. So without further ado, Kim.
And let me say too, this isn't like a strategy for denial, okay?
Not at all.
It is a filling of your cup so that you can serve in the way your heart is called to. And I think we're all called to serve in this interesting time in our own unique ways with the skills and talents and gifts that we have, right? So I think this is a way to fill our cups. It's not a way to put our head in the sand and pretend like nothing is wrong. So this was a really fun list to gather for you guys. But this is our 57 totally awesome things to be happy about. Okay. Sunsets, right?
Sunsets. Can't argue with that. It's
Amazing.
an obvious one,
Right.
Puppies and kittens. We got some cat people, we got some dog people, but
Yeah.
there's a place for all of them.
There is,
right?
and especially if they're laying together. How sweet is that? Water balloons, which is a perfect time of year right now to celebrate water balloons.
Lots of whimsy there. Waterfalls.
This is actually a waterfall we've been at.
Yes. Was this in
Multnomah?
Multnomah?
Yes,
Yes.
outside of Portland. Beautiful.
Yep.
A big box of crayons. I mean, come on.
With the sharpener in the back?
Right, the
I mean,
sharpener. And I included this in the picture, but Jason kind of cropped it out for the sake of the size, but a blank piece of paper. Like, there's just as good as the crayons are is that blank piece of paper. The possibility.
Yeah,
right?
possibilities. That's one of my happiest things. A lot of times people think of art, the fear of the blank page. But to me, that speaks to possibility, right?
Right.
How about the Grand Canyon? Talk about possibility. Like, remember going to the Grand Canyon and trying to take a picture and then just wanting to throw the camera into the Grand Canyon because it was such a futile attempt to capture how awesome it is.
Yes. And cotton candy. I don't care who you are, what age you are. If someone offers you cotton candy, you're probably going to say yes.
I think it's witchcraft. That's how they make it. I still, to this day, don't know how cotton candy does
amazing.
what it does.
And there's something about kids and cotton candy. It's like, I need the cotton candy. It's pretty exciting.
Alpacas.
Right. Or llamas,
Heck yes, I did.
Yeah, that's we got
Tina,
that.
eat.
Tina, eat.
You don't have that button. Tina, eat.
No, I don't have that one. No.
Of all the buttons. Banana splits. It feels healthy,
We should have called this 57 of the greatest inventions known to man. Like 64 box of crayons with a sharpener in the back.
Right.
Banana splits. And then, of course, the Grand Canyon is that's God's invention, even better than ours. But these are.
What if you were sitting on the edge of the Grand Canyon, drawing a picture with your 64 box of crayons, eating a banana split, right?
Sweet dreams on that one. So we talk about banana splits, but what about banana seats?
Yeah.
Right? Banana seats.
Killer.
Pretty rad.
Yeah, I have
so much
one.
more comfortable, by the way.
No, why don't we have these? Of course, the one I got, because I'm the youngest, had a big rip in it, so it wasn't as comfortable as most, but, that's the story of my life. Stuffed crust pizza.
Stuffed crust,
who doesn't like
pizza.
cheese in the back, right?
I like a pizza with a lot of junk in the trunk. You know what I mean? I like that.
Yeah, baby. Yeah.
Oh.
The smell of fresh cut grass.
Yes, we had that at our house today.
Still not something you could bottle. We have scented candles for our morning time, prayer times and stuff, and we get evergreen and different. I have lilac right now. They have fresh cut grass. It's not the same. It's not the same. There's something awesome about that.
Mike Bauger, we love thin crust pizza too.
Yeah.
That's literally the two pizzas we love: stuffed crust and thin crust.
I am equal opportunity pizza eater, and I like deep dish. Any of it.
Right. All right.
Okay, platypuses. Come on.
Is that the right plural for that?
I actually looked it up.
Did you?
I actually looked it up. I'm like, is it platypi? It's
Platypus?
platypuses.
Or is it just platypus? And
Sometimes,
it's all of them?
sometimes they say, scientists will say platypus or platypuses. It's funner. It's more fun to say. It's funner to say funner, first of all.
Right.
And it's funner
Always.
to say platypuses.
So maybe you guys can settle a debate for us. We were talking about the different animals that we included into this 57 list, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I was commenting about most of them are so cute, and Jason said, yeah, the platypus, which was his entry, because we split this up 25 or whatever each. And I'm like, platypus aren't cute. And Jason's like, yes, they are.
Yes,
and I'm
they
like,
are.
no, they're
little,
not.
Little bears.
No, they're
little
not.
bear
They're
beaver
cool.
ducks.
So help us out. Team
All right,
Kim.
we got a question. Vote. Team Kim, if you think platypuses
They're
are
cool,
not cute.
not cute.
No, we're talking cute here. Don't try to grease your wheels saying but they're still cool. Are they cute
them.
or not?
Yeah, that's the main
So
thing.
just throw in the chat
Mm-hmm.
hashtag Team Jason.
Come
I don't even need to tell you the other instructions because it's irrelevant.
Team Kim is even shorter to type. So, I mean, KIM, you can't get much.
All right. Well, I would like to. I'd like to submit some evidence.
Oh.
Something in evidence here.
What?
Something.
I don't know about this.
Something little.
Oh, no! That is so not fair.
That's not cute.
That's not the ones I'm talking about. I'm talking about grown size. Babies of anything are cute.
Ridiculous. Look at all these Team Jasons. Now I got a couple Team Kim.
Yes, Jill. Michael, thank you. Yes.
Being covered up here. What do we got? We got Team Kim.
Oh, Gene Gudenkopf says Team Kim.
Wouldn't say cute.
Gene. Yes.
Don't like that. Don't like that at all. I like Angela though.
Oh,
Angela's...
you're not putting mine up. See, I need to be in charge of this, with the technology side of this.
Team Jason. Yeah, see? Evidence.
I changed my
That's science right there.
Oh, you changed it after you saw the babies, Tara.
Come That's okay. That's okay. Kim. Anyone can do that. You have to see the whole thing. Yeah.
Babies of anything are cute. Come on.
It's true. It's true. You can't that.
More on that later as we progress through our list. All right. Thank you for helping settle that.
What else we got? Okay. Nothing to argue about this one.
The
redwood trees are freaking amazing.
Yeah.
That's one thing I'm looking forward to taking my kids out there. We got to go out to San Francisco area with Sue and Jenna.
Yeah.
See the redwood forest, and that's something I want my kids to see. It's really cool.
Right? All right, music. Oh, man. And this actually reminds me of when we went to New Orleans and went to this cool little club with like the most amazing soul. Like
the thing I love about music, this is almost like so all-encompassing.
So big,
I mean, I was looking for like, I was looking at images and I saw orchestras. I'm like, that's cool. And I thought of live concerts was cool. And then but there's just something about just dudes sitting on the street, just like...
Which is New Orleans, real, right? Like,
I
think of New Orleans as just there's always music.
Yeah.
We were actually sitting and there was like an open air restaurant we were at. This was for my 40th birthday or wherever it was. And there was a whole marching band that just walked right by us. Right in the middle of dinner. We're like, alrighty then, just a regular weekday. It's so cool.
Here's Jenna's Team Redwoods.
Team Redwoods. Peacemaker.
Like that. All right, what about Spiderwebs?
Ooh, yeah. I love Spiderwebs.
They're freaking awesome.
I know.
Right?
Right.
What is hard for me to understand is how they talk about how strong they are. Because they don't feel strong, but it's all like relative, right? But like when you really see how they hold up to the wind.
Ro and I got to watch a spider weave a web or whatever, like one night on a walk, and I'll never forget it. It was the most amazing thing. I sat there for like 20 minutes, like with my jaw on the ground.
I think it's fair to say that I don't understand spider webs. I don't know how they...
Oh, really?
They're like magic to me.
Yeah, it's pretty...
It's kind of like cotton candy.
And it kind of has the same texture.
Right? Whatever.
Rainbows. I mean, come on. Right?
Yeah.
That's all.
Campfires?
The smell,
Campfires?
the crackle.
The smell, the crackle, the opportunity for s'mores.
Right.
All good.
Jason picked this one. I want you to explain why are scissors so amazing?
I'm going to be honest with you. I was trying to think of ideas, and I was going through my emojis. I was using emojis as imaginary, I was looking at all the emojis that you could do, and I saw scissors. I'm like, you know what? Scissors are underrated. Scissors are awesome. Like, how useful scissors are. And that's kind of like the point of this for me is how overlooked some of the most awesome things are in our life. Like a stapler, scissors, stuff like that. All right. Like,
I can buy that.
Awesome.
That's very practical.
They're awesome.
That's
like you shouldn't just because something is common doesn't mean it's not awesome anymore. It's true. We're so like, oh yeah, I've been there, done that, had the scissors. Like freaking scissors are awesome.
Freaking there's the line of the day. I've started doing this. When you hear the line of the day, it's a line that will never be said ever again in existence. That's what constitutes the line of the day. Scissors
scissors are awesome.
Freaking scissors are awesome.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's what I'm talking about. Snowshoes.
Snowshoes. That's
right.
Makes winter better.
Awesome. Very awesome.
Yep. Yeah. The smile.
Do we have to have a Team Kim Jason?
No, they're amazing.
You're on board on dolphins. This was one of my choices, by the way. That's okay with you,
right?
This is one animal I don't think the baby looks any cuter. I think they equally, the
That's a good
100-year-old
point.
dolphin looks just as cute as
They
the
don't
one-day-old
age
dolphin.
like visually, do they?
No.
Yeah.
Like got a little beard or something, you know.
Puddles. We are definitely puddle people. So when the puddles come, we find them. That's for sure.
Puddle jumping, can't beat it. Makes you happy. Popsicles. We're into our some peas. I put these together.
Oh,
to
okay.
give a little bit of a flow.
Are they alphabetical?
No.
Okay.
But there was a lot of peas. I'm like, I'll just put the peas together. Pinwheels.
I love pinwheels.
I
Yes.
like that. Pinwheels.
Play-Doh, the smell.
Again, the smell.
Yes.
Something about that. You can't. I was gonna say you can't bottle it, but clearly they do. So
that was always okay. Kindergarten teacher confession. Okay, when I was teaching kindergarten and actually leading up to when I was being in college, and I worked at a preschool, and they would always be like, "Oh, here's the best Play-Doh recipe," and da da da, and I was like, "Yeah, but it never smells like the Play-Doh company's recipe. It's always like." Not the same. It's
Not
like
the
very
same.
salty, and it works. Don't get me wrong, but it's just not the same.
Yeah, sort of like KFC's secret herbs and spices is whatever that toxic chemical they put in Play-Doh to make it smell so good. All right, what else? Praying mantis.
He also picked that one. I went with the cute animals.
Awesome.
Yeah, they're cool.
It's not
They're
57 cute things. It's 57 awesome things. And praying mantises,
They are pretty.
mantisae
Man.
are cool. They're awesome.
Yeah,
right.
They're awesome.
So
Agree.
we're almost halfway through. I have a question.
Are you guys having a killer time?
I mean, do you already feel better? Like,
Right.
this is something that I saw, and we might talk about this in future weeks. But like, I was thinking about the idea that this entire situation we've been in for the last 3 months, we have experienced trauma. Like all of us, like in our brain and our hearts, our souls, our bodies, all this stuff.
Yeah.
And so I was doing some research on like trauma, and one of the things they talked about was like how powerful visuals are. And they said that's why, like, if you are watching videos of terrible things, that makes it worse because the visuals are such a strong influence on how we feel and how our brain works. So I figured this is sort of like the opposite, right? Like showing visuals of awesome things.
Yeah.
Like as I was putting these together, I texted you. I was like, Kim, if people are not feeling more awesome after this is over, then they're not human because it's just kind of cool to see all these things and be reminded of all these awesome things. This is something that's on my bucket list.
Yes.
To see the tulip fields in Holland and the Netherlands. Like, this is
the rows of
when
colors.
you see those like aerial shots
Whimsy.
are like ridiculous.
Yeah,
right.
So pretty. And this reminds me of the same visual. Of course, that was last week's show, right? Hawaiian Shave Ice. I mean, that's gorgeous.
Pretty good. Solar eclipses, pretty awesome. Don't happen once in a while, but they're awesome.
VW Beetles. I don't care what. I mean, I even like the newer ones. I mean, I know some people are really like love this age.
Yeah, they're timeless.
Right?
They're just timeless.
Slug bugs
And awesome.
What is that, like red slug bug, no take back? Is that that's how we
like
used to do it? Yeah.
Yeah. So we got the VW Beetles, the Beetles, also awesome. I mean, we running the gamut here.
Bubble baths, of course. I submitted that one. That was awesome.
I enjoy a good bubble bath.
When's the last time you took a bubble bath?
It's been a while.
Maybe it's something to try for some stress relief. You know? Yeah.
I like that. Maybe we could do one together.
Yeah, baby. Yeah.
Donuts.
Oh yeah. That was
In a related note,
shout out.
donuts.
Shout out to Jenna. Hashtag
awesome.
donuts.
All kinds.
Hashtag Team Donuts.
I don't think there's a bad donut. I mean, we all have our favorites, but there's not a bad donut.
Fields of sunflowers, which there are some of these near us in Madison that are epic that we've gotten to go to. Just pretty awesome.
Cool. And it's also awesome that they literally like turn to the sun.
I know.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
we're trying to set the Guinness Book of World Records for
How many
most
times we say
awesome in a show, but that's the theme of the show.
Right.
Fresh picked strawberries, so excited. We're going to be doing that in a couple weeks. There's a you pick strawberry.
Cheering.
Oh yeah.
Best day ever. We eat like 25 each in like
We
the
get
first
way
5
too
minutes.
many
Oh,
so that we
man.
can eat, and then we're just like gluttonous. We're sick on strawberries, but I'm looking forward to that.
So good. This one's a little shout out to Lucy. She was sitting next to me when I was gathering these Frisians. I mean, they're beautiful.
Who here knows what a Frisian is before right now? I don't even know what makes a Frisian a Frisian. It's one of those things. The only reason I know what a Frisian is because of my daughter.
Yeah, she loves Frisians. So there you go. They're beautiful.
Magic Hour is awesome. Now this is a more subtle one,
Yeah.
but any photographers.
Like, what's wrong with that?
Photographers. Any photographers out there, especially if you were in Wonderhunt with Kim, you know the magic hour is the hour, sometimes they call it the golden hour, is the hour right before sunset. And it gives this amazing golden hue to everything. Photographers love shooting in it.
Yeah.
And I
Long
don't know the
shadows.
science behind it, but it's a thing and it's awesome.
And Helen Meisner says she loves Frisians. So there you go.
There you go.
Helen and Lucy. Hourglasses. Jason just bought an hourglass this past year, didn't you?
They're awesome.
Yeah. Why not?
Who thought of this? Well, actually, I did. I bought one because I wanted to have my morning prayer time, and I wanted it to be an hour, and I didn't want to be disrupted by an alarm. So I was like, I think it would be old school to get an hourglass. Now, mine's not this fancy. It's got green sand in it, but I'm just imagining, the people trying to figure out how much sand it takes. You have to sit there for a whole hour.
Patient.
You're like, it's too much. And then you got to do it again.
Maybe they had lots going.
I took too much
maybe
out.
You assume they only had one going at a time to test this out?
Well, after a while, then you weigh it, right? I'm not an idiot. Once you know the exact amount, you weigh it. But the first guy, how long did it take him? I don't know.
Yeah. We might need to do a little Wikipedia on that.
You're from hourglasses to eyeglasses.
A little shout out to Steven.
Again, it's like scissors.
They're cute.
We take for granted.
And there's so much personality that's don't hit the me.
Kim, I see you. Eyeglasses are awesome.
They are awesome. And hummingbirds. We actually had a hummingbird was kind of right by us the other day when we were sitting on the swing out on the deck. That was a hummingbird. Oh my gosh, they're so cute. Love them. Lemonade. Yeah. Especially with the lemon slices in it.
I love how most of these we put up as if we're expecting to get arguments. I mean, you can argue whether or not platypuses are cute, but they're definitely awesome, right?
Right. Yeah, this is a very common sight in Wisconsin right now. So many sweet little ducklings and goslings and I don't know all the different names of all the goose.
Goslings are baby geese.
Okay, yeah, see? But they're so
It's
cute.
also the name of a very attractive Hollywood actor.
Oh, Ryan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we could do a whole show.
Yeah, baby. Yeah.
We could do a whole show on mamas and babies, but we just did. We just put 2 in because
sweet.
Come on, pandas. Can't go wrong with that.
Right. Yes, fireflies.
Fireflies.
Let us know if you live in an area that does not have fireflies. Because that is actually, I don't know what percentage of the world fireflies are in.
Yeah, we had a couple that came to the Escape Adulthood Summit last year from Canada, and they had never seen them before, and they were thrilled.
Right.
So that was
Fireflies
pretty
are
cool to
amazing.
share that.
Yeah.
Butterflies, also cool.
This
As
is
we
exactly what's going to be happening in our house.
Spoke about that. And then just butter. Butter's awesome.
This is Paula Dean show.
Think of how much stuff would suck if there was no butter.
That's true. The kids
butter.
want to make butter because there's a book we read that talks
That's
about
not
it.
awesome. The churning involved, that's
Right.
not awesome. But butter
Shaking it.
seems
or
like a
whatever.
long time.
Yeah.
But butter, awesome.
Yeah. Buttered popcorn at the movie theater. I mean, that's one of the things I can't wait for.
Yeah.
Just going back to
Missing
the
that.
theaters.
Missing that right now, but still awesome.
Yeah. Glitter. A little shout out to my sister-in-law, Katie, who can't get enough.
But we were showing the kids this slideshow earlier, and Jenny was like, She lit up at this part.
She has a drawer full of glitter in our maker space. They each have like a set of drawers by their desks, and she literally has a drawer of glitter. So this would be her dream.
Yeah, so
the quantity isn't
drawer.
Nearly like this. So
you're doing life right if you have a glitter drawer. I'll tell you that right now.
Oh, yarn bombing. This is like my thing right now. So love me some yarn bombing.
What about bomb pops? Sticking with the bomb theme, right?
Yep.
Bomb pops pretty good. And then rocket
How
launches.
cool is this?
What a terrible tragedy that
the
this
timing,
got lost
right.
amidst all of the junk. But
Right.
let us celebrate the rocket launch that happened recently.
Right.
Was the
Killer,
first
amazing.
Privately built rocket.
Yeah.
Something, whatever, like the official
Successful
thing.
launch.
Elon Musk was a big part of that. And of course, NASA was involved, but it was rad.
I think I read something about it being the first launch since 2011.
Could be. You have to fact check us on that one. I don't know, but
it's pretty big.
Still awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Peanut butter and jelly. Yeah.
Basic, but awesome. Whoever thought of that combination, smart.
Mm-hmm.
But jellyfish.
Killer.
Also
Monterey
awesome.
Bay Aquarium.
They have a really cool jellyfish
gosh.
exhibit.
Yes,
they do.
they're known for that. It's so cool. This one is another shout out to Lucy, our cheetah girl. But I mean, who cannot love a baby cheetah? Look at those little lines.
I'm going to say baby cheetahs are not cute.
Oh! I'm going to win.
I would never say that. Who would say that? It's ridiculous.
I love how his little nose is kind of up like, oh, you know.
Baby cheetahs, baby humans.
Yeah.
Let's give a shout out to baby humans.
The cuteness is the only reason they live.
When we were at the park yesterday, we saw a little kid
he was so cute.
just trying to break from his mother, like running, and he had just his little shorts, no shirt, he had a little gut, and he's just like walking, and it was like adorable, and I'm like, that is the only age that's dry. I was like, there's guys walking around with that exact same gut right now, right? Not like,
oh, look at his little belly
cute,
sticking out.
Right? Not. Gross. It's not the same. But baby humans, they're pretty good. Maybe better.
Oh, baby Yoda. Oh.
Thank God for baby Yoda at this time. That's all I can say. We got some baby Yoda.
Jason just got a Funko Pop. I thought you were going to bring it out. You didn't bring it out.
Bring it out. We'll bring him out next week.
So
we'll extend the baby Yoda. And finally, I believe, number 57, awesome things, bald eagles.
We actually saw one yesterday.
Yes, we did. That was part of the inspiration of this show. Was we saw bald eagle flying overhead, and I think we're the babies because we learned last year at the Escape Adulthood Summit that juvenile bald eagles are all brown. That it takes a while for the white head and tail to come into maturity or whatever. Right. But yeah, we saw Kim. We
saw them first.
She's like, I think those look like eagles. I'm like, oh, maybe, I don't know. And then we saw the mom or the dad or whatever flying around. It was
pretty
awesome.
Epic. Majestic.
Majestic is a good word. So let's see.
That was it, guys.
So there's our 57
totally awesome
things to feel good about. If you're not feeling better about life, then you're just not human. I just gotta say that. So what we encourage you, like going back to the prescription about having those those ruthless, senseless acts of love. And one of the ways to do that, we created this little card earlier on during the pandemic. It's the Shine On card. And it's a downloadable, colorable greeting card. And the inside says what? Thank you for making the world brighter. Yeah, so this is a free download for Escape Adulthood Insiders. If you go to escapeadulthood.com/insider, you sign up for that, you will get access to the arsenal. And there's a password. And you can download all kinds of cool stuff, including this card. If you're already an insider, just go to any past issue. And at the very bottom, there's a link to the arsenal with the password. You can get in. And it reminds me of the last week. Next taken that to the next level.
Yes,
right?
last week we shared in our Adultitis Fighters Unite section of our show about Helen Mail. Was that last week or 2 weeks ago?
I think it was 2 weeks ago.
I think it was 2 weeks ago
Helen
because
Deal,
Helen sent us, I'm going to cover up her address here, but Helen sent us Helen Mail. We got Helen Mail. Thank you so much, Helen. And I have to tell you, when you get this, you're like, whoa, what is this? I don't know if you could see all the little stickers and little things she wrote. There's like little, like, amazing little whimsy all over the place. And it was filled with so many cool things. Some calendars that like have fun things to do, a personalized note, some little jokes, stickers. So thank you, Helen. Oh my gosh.
Rad. And it, again, is an example of like something any one of us can do.
Yeah. Is
to put together a little card, a little thank you, a little, hey, I'm seeing you, I'm noticing you. Yeah. That can go a long way.
I'm going to take you on a Wonderhunt.
Oh, before we do that, you want to set this up? Yeah.
So many of you have heard of our course, Wonderhunt, but some of you have asked in different, chats and whatnot about it. So I thought, why not? I'll cue up the camera last Saturday, and I decided to take you guys on a Wonderhunt. So here we go. I'm going to take you on a Wonderhunt. What exactly is a Wonderhunt, Kim? So I kind of now define Wonderhunt as an intentional act to look for wonder in an effort to reawaken your heart. It all started here on this path. I was coming out of a very challenging season of life. 3 babies in 5 years, and balancing working and traveling and building our business and all this amazing awesomeness. I called it the joyful haul. It's all wonderful blessings, but hard. And the wonder that I find here just basically brings me back to my heart. When I'm looking and finding and discovering, all of a sudden there's an alignment. My head, my heart, and then eventually my hands with the photography I create get lined up in a way that brings me back to life. All right, I found something cool. I am just in love with finding full dandelions. They're rare to find, but this guy is standing proud. I will attempt to get a shot of this. So anyone who sees my photos knows that this is my jam right here, okay? When the sun is like coming down, and then it just like highlights the beauty of different simple things. So let's see if the camera can kind of grab what I'm seeing. I love being able to try to capture this beauty, so I'm gonna give it a try. Of course, morning is a good time for me to sneak out of the house without too much that I'm missing, but I also love the lighting here in the woods in the morning. I often find that when the light is coming through the trees, it amplifies specific things. So as I'm walking along the path, there's this one single flower that's getting lit up. This little guy, I know I can have some fun with the light that's naturally coming in. So let's see what happens. Okay, that was a fun one, and I'll tell you why. As I got closer, I noticed so much more beauty than when I just walked upon this. There's like this amazing contrast between that delicate little purple and all the green. So there was so much cool contrast to play with. But then the composition came along, because these little guys, you see those little buds? They all of a sudden had just as much beauty as the actual flower, which is so cool. That's one of my favorite parts of this whole journey is I, kind of see something beautiful or see something remarkable. I get closer to it, slow down, and actually take a moment. And that's where the wonder really touches my heart. It is able to be kind of absorbed in a way. You almost have to kind of take it in on a new level when I'm trying to grab that photo. So it's always kind of a neat surprise to see what it ends up being. Yeah, Yeah, thanks for going on the Wonder Hunt with me.
Pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Stacy asked if you use a phone, your phone camera, or a DSLR.
Yeah, this is just my phone. So that's one of the little things about the Wonder Hunt course is I kind of give tips with the basic phone, and then we use the Snapseed app to do a lot of the editing. So all the photos that kind of got snapped that I showed you were edited through Snapseed, and that's just a playground for me. I have so much fun just kind of playing with the different ways that you can enhance the photos. So
yeah, it was cool to see this come together, and you taught yourself a new trick of doing some of the video editing. So
yes, Jason kind of gave me a little tutorial. It was fun. It was a fun tinker project. So I hope you enjoyed it.
All right, you guys, let's do some drawing. All right, we're going to draw an eagle. Yes. An angry eagle, because there's some, well, there's something fun about this, and we'll get to that in a second. But we'll get your pencils, your markers, your whatever your drawing tools out. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to start with a W. All right. So I'm going to draw a W, and I'm going to draw the middle part of the W doesn't go up as high as the other part. All right. Just a W like that. Now what I'm going to do is from here, I'm going to draw 2 lines down. Okay. And then I'm going to draw a sort of a point like a V, real sharp V that covers that. And then just put these little nostrils in here. Okay. Now I'm going to draw a line at the top of the head, and this is going to be not a flat line, but a slightly curved line right over the top like that. Okay.
I can see it coming together.
And then
I thought it was a necktie after this line.
I'm going to draw a line down again. Okay. Now I'm going to do some series of jagged triangles that are going to be, you know, the bottom of the head, the feathers. And then you can draw the rest of the body in here like this. And then, of course, we've got to put our eyes in. And these are just half circles. Just doing half circles.
That's cool.
And then you fill in the pupil. And if you leave a little bit of a white spot in there, that's your highlight. Okay. Now, if I wanted to, and I, of course, do, you can color this in. So get this a little bit bigger. Color in here. What I would do with this one, what I love to do, I love working on gray paper and then colored pencils, because I like to be able to use white. And of course, white doesn't show up on white paper, but it's kind of fun to be able to use white. And you could use any colored paper with colored pencils, and you'll be able to use white, which of course, because it's an eagle, the white is like a big deal. It's kind of fun to have that. And then using kind of like a brownish, dark brown. They're not really black. They're actually kind of a dark brown to doing the rest of the body here. Fill that in real quick. Okay. Now the beak. I'm going to check my reference here. A little bit yellowy. It's a little bit oranger than I might normally do. Okay, now here's the part that I really love. So some of you have seen the Mr. Rogers document. Actually, I'm thinking of the one, I think, with Tom Hanks in it.
Okay.
And do you remember when he was at his piano and he would talk about when he was angry? He would do the hard, like just get the anger out on the piano and playing dun, dun, dun. Yeah. Well, I love that technique. And that's something that you can do with drawing as well. Especially for this one. So like we got this angry eagle here. And this is the part where if you leave enough room on your paper, you can pull out your, you know, crayons or something and you can do more of a, just a, you know, that kind of, I just need to scribble, right? You just, you might make it even a little bit, just so I can
What if people rip the
around.
paper tonight? Because
you can rip the paper. That's okay, right?
Yeah,
Maybe you make a really little tiny eagle and a big giant, and you just get, you know, different colors, and you're like, I'm just gonna go crazy here, and I just need to really.
I kind of like the multicolored.
You know, like
right.
Whatever you need to do to just get that out and get that stress out, and it's sort of the the visual equivalent of what Mr. Rogers did to get that anger out, because it
has to go somewhere.
It's got to go somewhere, and there's some productive things that we can do to be able to do that. So there's your angry eagle. Oh, I guess we got to do like little eyes. See, you know, eagles have kind of weird. They're kind of greenish, but they're really light.
Huh.
And oops.
And I see Tom Plummer. Good to see you and Jody here.
Hey, Tom.
Tom asked about the digital app you're using, which is Procreate.
Procreate.
And it's iPad only.
It might be on Android too, but it's a tablet. It's a tablet-based application.
Yes.
So, and it's very simple. That my kids have it on their iPad, and they love it. It's very intuitive, which is what I like about it. So, and
pretty cool. I love it.
Cool thing about this is you can do different layers. So I have a color layer and a drawing.
Kids are getting good at the layers, aren't they?
Yeah, they're enjoying that.
Adds a lot of fun to it.
Yeah, so that's a little fun drawing for you tonight, and we've got something a little bit special in the studio sneak peek. So go ahead.
No, I was going to say, this one you've seen come to life in past studio sneak peeks, but Jason wanted to show it to you finished. It's done?
Yes,
Proof
it's
of
done.
life.
It's not varnished yet, but I don't varnish it until I get it photographed. But this one, it says proof of life, and it's a beaver tail cactus that I saw in Saguaro National Park when I was there last year, I think. And the thing I wanted to point out about this one, the last thing I did and the thing I waited to the very end was this little flower. And what's kind of a thing about this is when you're a photographer would know this, an artist, is the concept of focal points. And so part of when you're framing a photograph or when you're creating a painting or a piece of art is you're thinking about, what do I want the viewer to pay attention to? And with a photographer, that might be a matter of how you frame the photo and things like that. And you have a little bit more, I think you have a little bit more control as an artist, because you can obviously make it up out of your own head. But when I was in college taking illustration classes, one of my teachers that I had was really good at helping us to figure out how to create focal points. And one way to do that is if you have an area in your painting, like this one, where there's a spot of color that's nowhere else, and it's mixed in with, like, you'll notice I specifically made all of the other colors a little bit more drab and dark, because in my head I wanted the viewer to immediately go to that flower. I wanted that to be important. So that's very saturated, where the rest of it is desaturated and more drab. So your eye is going to go to that. Another way to do it is if you have contrast. So if you have an area in a painting that's a lot of blacks and whites, and the rest of it is more white, or the rest of it is more black, then you're going to be drawn to the area of the highest contrast. In photography, like you do, you'll have blur, right? You can use blur is a way to say, this part is not as important. I want you to focus on the crisp in focus part. So there's a lot of ways you can do it, but it's all that's part of the thought process that goes into it for me, is deciding when I'm working on a painting, what are the areas that I want the viewer to see? Because what a lot of amateurs do is they put the same amount of detail or the same amount of treatment to the entire painting. And that's not as good, because your eye doesn't know where to look, but it's a lot more inviting and a lot more powerful if you have a specific focus point that you're focused on.
That's pretty cool.
Just wanted to share that.
Yeah,
and I think the lesson for that goes in line with everything we've been talking about during this pandemic, and even tonight, is what are we focused on? What is our focal point? Are we looking at the darkness? Are we looking at the light? Are we looking at things to be bummed out about? Or are we looking for things that are awesome and that inspire us? So thought that was kind of a neat tie-in to make for tonight.
This is quickly becoming the favorite part of the show for me. I just love all the cool inspiration you guys bring us. So thank you. And thank you for all the awesome chat. I'm kind of peeking at it. We're missing a lot of it tonight because of our time. So I apologize that we can't address a lot of the stuff you guys
What you need to know is when we watch the replay, because the kids like to watch the show, and then we watch all the comments that come up, and we're like, oh, I wish I would have said that. So please know that we do see a lot of them, and we just appreciate the community that you guys have with each other is awesome too. And
you can always feel free to email us if you have something you specifically wanted to chat with us about. So. All right, Steven, you are rocking these Post-it notes.
Yeah, Steven's been very consistent with doing the weekly drawings, and we wanted to bring him back into the mix. Tanya is in the house tonight with the snow cone.
Cute. I love the colors.
It's hard to see, but there's like some sort of like texture. I don't know what she used to do this app, but the texture in the snow cone.
She's here. Maybe she can chime in.
Really cool. I just like how it turned out. Then our kids have really enjoyed watching the drawing videos.
So in the YouTube channel, in our Escape Adulthood YouTube channel, we're paring down the different sections. So you could just do all the art, let's draw, like all at once. And so they've been doing that on their own. Yep. And they've shared some of theirs.
So this is Ginny. She also goes by Ro. You might hear us refer to her as Ro. Yeah. Virginia. Ginny.
Virginia, Rose, it's all of it.
So these are hers. She's got the weeds and wishes. She's got cute
that one turned out so cute. I know.
The cherry on top, the mountain, little sprinkles.
She's our youngest.
She's got some talent.
I know. I
know. They're all really good.
I love the sprinkles on that one.
It's really awesome. And then I like to point out these grilled cheese. She's got a little mustache. Mine didn't have a mustache. She added the mustache, little bow, and then a barrette on the top of the other one.
Right.
And then she took it upon herself to make little dots for the cone, which I love.
Right.
And then Ben's got his. He's got his trademark bee. He's got his weeds and wishes.
I love it.
His little lion. Cherry on top.
I love the smile on that cherry.
He's got the little bow and the little bows there. Yeah. And then the snow cone. Like
that too. I know. Little face on there. Little take on that. Right.
So this one, we like to always have like a fun meme. This one sums it up, right? You got this time traveler. What year is it? Me, 2020. No, wrong year.
Do not send me to that year.
Not interested, right? So let's see. We've got, what did I want to, oh yeah. So then we've got some really cool other examples for you. Adultitis Fighters that we're really proud of. So this is Jill. Where's my sheet? Yeah. Jill Kellner.
I think it might be here tonight.
I think she might be. Yes. I think she said she was going to try to stop in. She has been doing so many things. She's been working, and so a lot of things have not been, it's not like she's had a lot of free time, but she's been doing so many things to bring light to other people. So she walks her dogs and she leaves little treat baskets by her neighbors and friends. She paints rocks, leaves them by the front door. She delivers puzzles to people. She delivered art baskets to friends that have young children. So she just puts in like pipe cleaners, googly eyes, construction paper, pom-pom balls, markers, like just drops them off to people that have kids. And so she sent 2 pictures. This one, she's delivering a wine basket, like instant best friend, to one of her friends. And the second one, was just gratuitous. I had to include this because she said, her words, I'm about to deliver a whole box of books from my favorite author to give to friends and coworkers who are depressed or going through a hard time.
Jill,
I am trying to be that firefly in the darkness. And you are, in the words of Yoda, there is no try, there's do or do not. And you are doing it. So applause to you.
Yay!
Then we've got Julie. Julie is a new mask maker. It's not something she ever set out to do.
Right.
She said her nephew asked me to make some masks for himself and his coworkers. And he stated, if you have to wear a mask, you might as well make it a little bit fun. And so she has been using this to create
is that Charlie
really
Brown?
Cool Charlie Brown mask. The eagle. There's an eagle mask.
Oh my gosh.
And she got a text from her nephew, said, from all of us here at Costco, thank you so much for putting a little fun and style into our everyday crazy new work environment. With this second batch, I made sure to get anyone who didn't get a chance the first time around. The smiles of joy are awesome. to witness.
That's awesome,
so
Julie.
that is awesome, Julie. Thank you for being an Adultitis Fighter. That goes for you too, Jill. You get one too. And then Marcy Douglas, she's a member of the Escape Adulthood League, which you can be a part of. Is free. Go to escapeadulthood.me, which is at the bottom of the screen right now. She and her husband built an Adventureland addition to her yard.
What?
They call it Grams and Gramps Park for their kids and grandkids.
Aww.
So they like put all, it's hard to get the picture,
Is
but
it like
they
a
have all
sunken
these,
in trampoline?
there's like an obstacle course, trampoline, there's like a little baby tree house, there's a tree swing. And here's what's awesome. She said building a park with adult items is essential because while they were doing this, they couldn't have kids or grandkids at the home.
Right.
So they tested everything out themselves and had a coffee break in the treehouse, sending drinks and snacks up the bucket into the little window.
What? That's like a dream come
So,
true. Oh,
killer job,
Marcy. Oh man, that is so cool.
Then we have some folks, neighbors of ours actually,
Yes.
who have been pretty fun. And there was a
Can't wait
video
for you
that
to
we're
see
going to
this.
share that we saw and we're like, this is so cool, we want to share it. But first, there was another video that they shared that was from Easter. And it was like, oh, we gotta, I'm like, what are they doing?
classic.
What are they doing? So we'll just show you the video and wait till you see this.
Are we rolling?
Easter Beer Challenge 2020.
Ready?
For you guys. Woo! You're up next. We love you guys. Party safe. Oh, my nose.
So
Oh my god.
that is
You're
number,
up next.
That number
Party safe.
58 on the awesome things to feel good about, right?
Oh. I'm
I
like
don't-
choking watching it. Poor
I don't know
Katya.
what it
Right.
says that Kurt was actually pretty good at that. Like, it was like he had done it before. you
Hey,
know?
it's Wisconsin. You know?
Yeah, that's what we do in Wisconsin at Easter time.
Here's the video that got our attention on Facebook that we were like, oh, we're gonna need to show this.
Yes. So here they are. Kurt made dinner for his wife, and they set up this ping pong table and played this rousing game with each other. And it looks like he has some sort of grass skirt on. They both do. Where they both are all tropic.
A little trophy
and
there.
there's a trophy.
I know.
I mean, what?
This is the
What
kind of
more is
stuff, you
there?
guys. I mean, this is the stuff that inspires.
This is what adultitis fighting looks like. So kudos to Kurt and Katya. Kudos
guys
to
are
all of our
awesome.
adultitis fighters. We are inspired by you every day. And we hope that by sharing what you're doing inspires everyone else who is watching. So what I'd love to know is what was the biggest takeaway for you from this show? As I said, we always like to read the comments afterwards. We always like to hear what resonated, what was helpful.
Maybe it was
Love to
just
hear
taping that beer can on the inside of your garage.
Yeah, it's like maybe that's your takeaway. It was like change your life
right?
there.
This is gonna change my weekend.
Now it's time for a giveaway. Last week's giveaway was Michael Salinas.
Yeah,
he was the
from
winner for
California.
tuning in last week. I don't even remember what we gave away. Oh, the snow cone print, right?
Yes.
The Shave Ice.
Yes, we got to
Hope
meet
in the
Michael
Desert.
years ago in Reno at a conference.
Yep,
Jason
he's
spoke
been
at.
around with
So,
us a long time. So
Congratulations,
congrats to
Michael.
And now
Yeah.
this is your chance. You've stuck with us. We thought this was going to be a short
I
show. We were like, oh yeah,
know.
we'll just get on there. We'll just be quick. We don't need to talk about this. That's the kiss of death, right? When you think you're going to be quick. So
Right.
apologize and thank you for being with us. Those of you who've been here
For the
through a long
long
time.
haul,
But
yes.
because you are here, you get a chance to win.
Mhm.
What do they get a chance to win?
The pillow, the chili
pillow.
pillow, the chili eagle.
Ooh, it's
I know, it's so cold.
squishy and
It's so cold.
awesome.
Yes, this is
good.
And the winner has to answer this question. We'll pick one of the answers. The question is, what's something awesome that we didn't include in our 57, now 58, after seeing that video of Kurt and Katya things that are awesome. What's something awesome we didn't include? So go ahead and share your awesome idea, your awesome thing in the comments. And
This
one
by
of
no
you
means was
will
an
win.
exhausted list.
No, exactly. And then this could be yours, right? Isn't he cute?
Yep. All right, so I'm looking at some of the big takeaways. Amy Payne says baby platypuses are awesome.
I know, right?
Tom, hurt people. Nicole says your quotes, the 57 amazing things you shared. That's awesome. Cassie Joe, it's okay to feel mad, disappointed, whatever. That's awesome. Tom also says I need a backyard playground.
Right? Oh,
that's good.
Yeah.
Michelle, I love seeing the 57 awesome things. Really puts things in perspective to appreciate the little things always. Mikes are awesome. Mike says.
Mike's, yeah, yes. Right.
It is okay to be mad. Just don't stay there. Do something positive and fun. Great job.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you guys take your time. We'll allow you to put your thoughts in of what was something awesome.
This was a throwback to one of our Adultitis Fighters. Cool Whip snowballs.
Ooh, yes.
Scott and Brittany.
Those are awesome.
Yeah.
Root beer floats. Says Mike.
Oh yes, this time of year.
Oh, a sharp pencil. Those are awesome. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Squishy clay from Kim.
That's perfect, Kim.
Boat rides.
Ooh, yes.
Lilacs.
Oh, I can smell them.
Sandy beaches. Cheeseburgers. You know it.
With bacon.
Snow angels.
Oh, hi, Angela. Yeah, that's awesome.
What about? Here we go. Sue.
Iowa cornfields in the middle of the summer.
Yeah, Sue says, Dad Gudenkopf says Iowa cornfield in the middle of summer. For some reason, I can't pull her up.
Yeah.
I think I'm...
Peonies. Yes, they're blooming right now.
Good smelling shampoo.
Ooh, yeah.
Good ones.
Right?
So this is great. You guys are awesome. Grilled cheese sandwiches. Just reading these comments should hopefully help you drift off into Wonderland.
And you know,
good feels.
Just personally, last night before bed, I was finding these pictures for today, and I think I'm gonna look at awesome things tonight before bed too on my phone instead of all the other stuff.
Yes. So we thank you for spending time with us. That's it for this show. Until next time, Adultitis Fighters.
Shine on, spread whimsy, and be awesome.